Harvard scientists advocate geoengineering, admit chemtrails are not a conspiracy. A team of Harvard scientists have announced plans to perform geoengineering experiments on the public and have admitted for the first time that chemtrails are not a conspiracy theory. The scientists plan on releasing aerosol sprays into the atmosphere in order to attempt to gain control over the Earth's climate and combat global warming. The Harvard researchers insist these weather modification experiments, scheduled to take place later this year, are the first of their kind, but this is extremely unlikely, seeing as the United Nations admitted last year that chemtrails were a real phenomena that were being secretly conducted by governments worldwide. Naturalnews.com reports EPA whistleblower Michael Davis, who served with the agency for 16 years and worked for the National Pollution Discharge Elimination Systems Program branch of the Water Division in Region 5 located in Chicago, Illinois, came forward earlier this year to expose the federal agency's geoengineering efforts. Davis was reportedly fired for daring to speak up about his concerns. I was terminated as a public servant performing a public service for raising the issue of anthropogenic deposition of aluminum due to atmospheric geoengineering, he stated. Davis is not the only scientist who has concerns about the consequences of attempted climate control. The controversial technique of using aerosol sprays to block the sun's rays could yield catastrophic consequences. Not only would carbon dioxide continue to build up, but some research say that should we ever need to stop spraying the aerosol, perhaps because of damage done to the environment as the compounds fall to the ground, it could inevitably lead to an expedited global shift in temperature. As Daily Mail explains, in the past, researchers were at least focused on using non-reactive compounds. Funnily enough, referencing past research clearly shows that geoengineering is not new. The use of non-reactive compounds, which first investigated as a way to minimize damage to the ozone layer, but researchers are now throwing caution to the wind. Instead of trying to minimize the reactivity of the aerosol, he wanted a material that is highly reactive, but in a way that would avoid ozone destruction, said co-author Frank Kuch, whatever. The researcher also reportedly now focusing on calcite, which is a fairly reactive compound found in limestone. This is an odd choice because when calcite breaks down, it produces carbon dioxide, which is what climate change enthusiasts generally blame for climate change to begin with. That's very interesting. Calcite is known for doing this in the presence of an acid, specifically diluted hydrochloric acid. And as research has documented, this acid is present in Earth's atmosphere. And in 2014, it was documented that the amount of HCl in the Earth's stratosphere has increased. You can see where this is going. If these two compounds were to meet, it could potentially lead to the production of more CO2, carbon dioxide, especially given that nano-sized or smaller particles of calcite would be needed to create an aerosol. As the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration explains, carbon dioxide belongs to a category of gases known as greenhouse gases. Greenhouse gases are considered to be one of the factors that contribute to global warming. That these geoengineering efforts are purportedly being designed to fit. Perhaps this is why the researchers say that if the sun's ray were no longer blocked, their efforts would actually cause Earth's temperature to shift even faster. And they're talking about the ozone layer, that they're breaking down the ozone layer. They're doing this to every time they send a rocket out to space, they're breaking up the ozone layer. This has been going on for years. Why don't they stop this space program? That's what I think. What is this with the space program? They're destroying our atmosphere like that, and all these chemicals that they're spraying. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and thank you so much again for watching.